fabulous family and team here at Sport and Spine Rehab. I'm here again with Dr. Jay Greenstein, the CEO and founder of our fabulous company. I'm Kat Lovejoy, the Director of Service Excellence.
I'm your deputy in the background. He's one of the official doggies, as well as Kona.
Kona left the room, but he was here.
Yeah, you'll hear deputy whining and barking to go outside, and then whining and barking to come back inside. Yeah.
Seems like, that's the general way that dogs work. They're never satisfied. They always want something.
Most of all, attention and love.
True.
And
I
food.
give that to them. And food, yeah.
I love food.
So today we're actually going to discuss a little bit about the culture and expectations here at Sport and Spine Rehab. So I'm just going to give you 10 questions. We're going to go through those, and I can't wait to hear your answers.
Is this like a pop quiz?
Pop quiz.
Okay.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
I've not read these questions, so this will be fun. Hopefully, I can answer them.
All right. Pop quiz, hotshot. Here we go. Number one.
All right.
What makes SSR a great place to work, and what kind of culture do we have?
I would say that what makes SSR a great place to work are the people. We just have fantastic, dedicated, intelligent, hardworking, caring people. And I think that is the number one reason why it's a great place to work. I think the number two reason is that we've got a really important vision. What we do matters, and taking care of lives is what we do every single day. And we're taking care of these lives a lot better than what's being done out there on a day in and day out basis. So I think that's really number two. And I think number three is it's always a place where people have the opportunity to grow. They have the opportunity to grow personally and professionally and financially. And that's what we care about. And as you know, Kat, because you've been through this, the management team essentially has been organically grown. And people start off and they do well, and they end up doing well. They end up growing in the organization. They end up getting promoted. They end up getting paid more. And that's something that I'm really proud of. And we're always working every day to help develop our people.
Cool. And what kind of culture do we have?
Wow, that's an excellent question. The first word that came to mind was evolving. I think we've got an evolving culture. I think as we work on the business, and not just the business, it's always about making the culture better and better and better. And so I would say evolving is a really appropriate word.
Cool. I like that. We had discussed also sort of an open culture as well, because we're open, we're honest, we have honest communication.
Yes, very true.
True. Number two, how is SSR involved with the community, and how do we give back?
So this actually ties to one of our values, which is unity, and it also ties to our vision statement, which is inspiring and empowering a healthier, happier world. And it's really about when we talk about the vision, it's about our people, how we create a healthier, happier world for our people. It's also about our patients. And kind of agree. And then it's also about the community, creating just more impact across the community. And we're very involved, as you know, in a variety of charitable organizations. Back on My Feet, which raises money for the homeless. I've for many years worked with that organization, raised money, tens of thousands of dollars at silent auctions and other ways at their annual gala. Back on My Feet, Dr. Barton Bishop, who is our Chief Clinical Officer, he is on the board of DC Scores. And he has done a great job in helping that organization raise money for youth in the DC market. And so we really feel like there's lots of opportunities for us to help the community. We do Toys for Tots during holiday time, Move for Hunger. We've done so many different charitable outreach events and actions that it makes me really proud, because our internal community really cares about the external community.
Yeah.
And Deputy would like to go outside. So Kat, hold on.
Okay.
I think there's going to be an over-under on the time it takes for him to bark at me again to come back inside. I give it 10:27 right now. I give it 3 minutes. That's
10:30.
Under.
On the nose. I'll go over 10:32.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take a while. So back to the community and how we're involved. I definitely want to make sure that the new person knows about the soccer tournament that we play in, because we are always trying to recruit players so that we don't perish in an overexertion situation, because we've definitely played a little shorthanded before, and for a bunch of 30-somethings who don't play soccer anymore, it's hard.
Yes, I mean, I think that's part of the hiring requirement, is it not? Or the orientation onboarding where you have to play in the DC Scores tournament. I think that's.
I think it should be. It should be. We were.
God knows I've got 2 left feet. I am not a soccer player, but yeah, it's anybody who wants to play. It's a great event. It's a great tournament. Lots of different companies are there. It's a great bonding opportunity to play on a team with your coworkers. And I think there's some festivities afterwards, if I'm not mistaken.
There are usually some festivities, and if you're not a big soccer player, you can come, because we usually also treat all of the players. We're there as a partner to help with any injuries, and we provide support in hydration and all of that kind of stuff. So
yes, absolutely.
It's a really fun event.
It's always great to cheer on the team, right?
Yeah,
and we've done pretty well, haven't we? Like, we've played pretty well.
Decent. I think we've gotten out of the first round once, but
there you go.
We have a winning record usually in the first round. We just don't. We don't beat the teams that end up with, that have 15 subs, because we just don't have that many people who come. So we need more people. So everybody.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff with the community, which is amazing, and definitely something that I take great pride in working here, and one of the things that I love the most. So we've touched on it for a few seconds, but what is our vision? And I know it's new. It's just kind of come out this year, brand spanking new. And what does it mean to you?
So the vision is inspiring and empowering a healthier, happier world. And it obviously it means a lot to me, because it's why I started the company. My mom had many health issues when I was growing up. She was in multiple car accidents, and she was kind of put through the medical system, and she was given drugs and medications, and her care was just completely ineffective. And then she finally went to a chiropractor, and that chiropractor was really the only person that could help her get out of pain. There's still some long-standing challenges that she's dealing with because of those injuries, and how she was, I will clearly say, mismanaged by her physicians. But at least she was able to get some great relief by going to chiropractors, and that's how I got involved. And when you see what happens out there, and you see people who are injured, who are in pain, and how they're being managed, and you know that it's not the appropriate way to get it done, and that's not an opinion, it's an evidence-based statement based on clinical practice guidelines that have been created and endorsed even by organizations like the American Academy of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, a medical organization that talks about the importance of spinal manipulation or adjustments, talks about the importance of exercise, talks about the importance of mobilization, soft tissue mobilization. And when these things aren't applied to patients, and they just go to their doctor and they're given a prescription, it literally makes my head spin. And so
I can tell
what we do, yeah, it does, because it's completely inappropriate, and literally lives are being negatively affected, and it just pisses me off. And so it doesn't have to be that way. It should not be that way. We know there are peer-reviewed papers that have been published in outstanding clinical journals that say there is guideline discordant care going on in this country, that physicians are not following clinical practice guidelines, and it's costing us not only billions of dollars in healthcare costs, but it's also costing a lot of pain and suffering in people's lives. So when I say inspire and empower, yeah, we want to inspire people to be healthier, which makes them happier. We want to empower them to learn more about their bodies so they can be healthier and thus happier. So it means everything to me. It's why I get up every single day. It's why I deal with the battles with insurance companies and fight those battles every single day, because patients deserve to have the best in care. And if they're paying a premium, they deserve to have that care paid for appropriately. And so healthcare is a challenge, but we're up to the challenge because what we do is so important.
Very good. I can tell that you're very passionate about it, as you should be. And we have awesome shirts also that have that on there. Woo!
Love it.
Okay, so the next portion of kind of our culture is our values. So what are our values, and why do they matter to each and every employee?
So vision is really what we believe, and values is how we behave. It's really the actions that we take. And so our values are brilliance, which is really, in summary, it's about being excellent at everything that we do. Unity, which again, in very short terms, is really about teamwork and about how we work together and how we unify around this common vision that's so important to all of us. And then lastly, Kaizenovation, which is continuous improvement through innovation, that we're never going to stay stagnant. We're always going to work hard at being better at what we do and figuring out ways to innovate to make the world a healthier, happier place. You know, what we expect from our team is what you embody, Kat, as one of the rising stars, or one of the stars, period, in our organization. It's about living those values so that we can then achieve this very, very lofty, big, hairy, audacious goal of inspiring and empowering a healthier, happier world. And when we say world, we literally mean world. We're not just talking about, you know, an individual patient, although we do that by affecting individual patients every single day in an extremely positive way. But you can't achieve the vision without living those values. And so values are really created around what my core beliefs are. And in turn, it's translated across the entire company. And when we bring people into the organization, we have to know that they also believe those things are really important, that we need to be excellent every single day at what we do. Mediocrity is not acceptable. Good is the enemy of great. We need to work as a team and be unified and have great communications across, you know, all business lines and all departments to make sure that we're able to achieve that vision. And then lastly, we're never going to be stagnant. We're always going to be working to continuously improve through innovation. So.
And if you want to use Dr. Bishop's little acronym, we're bucking the trend, right? BUK.
I personally like Cub better because I want a little cubby bear to be our company mascot. So we haven't figured that out yet, but I think we will. I think we will. It could be like a buck, like a buck with
like
big
a stag.
horns. Yeah, but I don't know. I like bears. Bears are cool.
Bears are cool, especially baby bears.
Yeah, so cubby bears.
Little cubby bear. All right, awesome. And then I know our story is pretty long, and you, team member, you have had a chance to read it already. So I'm not asking you to necessarily read us verbatim what the story is, but kind of give us the gist behind our story, and how does that come into play in every day-to-day life for an employee here?
The story really tells the reason why we're here. And, just really quickly, when I did this at the company meeting that we had recently, which was just an awesome meeting and get together,
yes,
I wanted people to think about, who we are, why we exist, and be able to translate that to what the story means to them. And so really quickly, I won't read the whole thing, but I will read some elements of the story so I can get the new person who's watching this video just to really think about how they align with what we do. So the first line says, "Welcome to Support and Spine Rehab, where your health and happiness is the reason for our existence." And so just, you can complete your own sentence, and I'll read the first one. I'll say, "We create this impact by starting with our commitment to our people." So it always starts with our people. "We believe that human happiness is dependent on health, and our team is comprised of just the right people to ensure our patients become healthier and happier. We care." And I'll finish that statement about you. But you can think about what you care about. We innovate. You can think about what you'd like to innovate. We collaborate. You can think about collaboration with other people in the organization. We consistently work. What do you want to consistently do in the organization to have the impact that you want to have? We deliver. What are things that you want to deliver? We provide. So these are the things that I want you to start thinking about as you get on board and as you become acclimated to the organization, as you learn about things. And I think, Kat, you said it beautifully. It's a very open organization, and it's not perfect. When we interview people, we tell them it's a hard company to work for. There's always change, but one thing you can count on is being open and honest. And so as you go through your first 90 days and you think about ways to Kaizenovate, or you think about ways to improve communication or provide or create, it's really important that you talk to us about how you think you can make that happen, because we do care and we do want to hear what you have to say. I'll just finish this out and I'll read this really quickly. "What we do matters because your livelihood, lifestyle, and even your life are at stake. We feel honored that our patients return to us and refer family and friends because they know they will be cared for as a whole human being, not just as a collection of individual parts. We are always excited to see you for the first time or for a return visit. We look forward to relieving your pain, maximizing your health and well-being, and helping you live life the way you want to. Let us help you get back to living healthier and happier today. I mean, I think that just embodies who we are. I have an emotional reaction to that. It means
I just got chills at the end.
And I think for every person who works here, it really does mean something. It matters. So it's a beautiful story. It was extremely well constructed. It took a lot of people to make that happen. And we're extremely grateful for the team that helped us. And also, of course, all the people at EQ who helped us as well.
And the team who helped you create the vision, values, and story all came from different parts of the company, right? So we had front desk staff, we had rehab specialists, we had doctors, we had marketers, we had schedulers, we had everyone from all walks of life came together. They were picked and chosen from different groups, and they created it. It wasn't brought from the top down. It came organically from
everybody,
from everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's just so great to me.
It is really cool.
Do you need to let Deputy in?
No, he's just gonna bark because he's fine.
I won though.
It's warming up.
Over.
Yeah, you can hear him though, right?
I can hear him just a little bit. It's less loud than when he was inside, but
exactly.
I won the bet though because it's 10:39.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so number 6. This is a very important question. What are your expectations of each and every employee here at SSR?
The first word that comes to mind is always honesty. What drives me absolutely nuts is inaccurate communication. I can't stand it. And it's easy sometimes to make a mistake, but you misinterpret something. But for me, it really just starts with really open and accurate and honest communication. I think people, being dedicated to their craft. I have a lot of respect for people who really care about their work product and care about how they carry out their activities every single day. That matters to me. And people who don't always strive to reach their highest potential really annoy me. It just bothers me because you're wasting your own time and you're wasting, quite frankly, my time, and you're wasting other people in the organization's time as well. So I care about people who want to be brilliant. I think, the expectation is that you work together as a team. I think part of the communication, part of that is really good communication skills. And I have extra special respect for people who always want to improve.
Yeah. And you said it wastes time, but not only that, it wastes talent. One of my favorite quotes ever from a movie is from a movie called A Bronx Tale. Mm-hmm. And the quote is, "The worst thing in life is wasted talent." So true. It's something you could. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not. Is that my next assignment, Kat?
That's your next assignment, A Bronx Tale. You'll like it. It's kind of like a gangster movie. You'll like it.
All right, I like that. That's cool.
Okay, so what are some of your proudest triumphs that the company has achieved?
Well, as you know, we've won a lot of awards, but I think probably the biggest ones were when we were awarded America's Most Loved Practice by DoctorScore.com. It was the largest, or is the largest, online patient satisfaction company in the world. Hundreds of thousands of providers are rated by their patients every single day on this platform. And when there were at least 100 surveys collected by an individual provider, Sport and Spine Rehab had literally the top 7 doctors in the country. In addition, in another year, Dr. Huffman, when there was only at least 25 surveys recorded for a given provider across this entire database, Dr. Huffman in our Landover office was awarded the #1 doctor in being America's most loved doctor. I think that makes me extremely proud. It's the impact that we have on our patients that is really wonderful. And I think the other things that make me proud, the 2 things that come to mind, top of mind, are the growth that happens in our company. People like you and Barton and others, Shantae, who have grown in the organization, and I've just watched you guys just blossom, and it's just an amazing thing to watch. You're so good at your jobs. It humbles me, quite honestly. And I think the last thing that makes me really proud is that I love it when the people in the company get together, because you see this bonding that takes place. And it's, the challenge that we have sometimes, and we've talked about this a lot, is, we're all spread out over 7 clinics. And it makes driving the most incredible and wonderful culture not as easy as if we were in one location. And I think, we work hard, like I said earlier, every single day at just trying to do that. But when you get the group together and you see the interactions of the people and how much fun they have together, it's phenomenal. And I think even post company event that we had and post party event that we've had, we've seen a lot of interaction across email and videos and challenges and all this fun stuff that's happening, which just makes me incredibly proud and happy.
Well, it's a great transition because the very next question was, we are pretty spread out. How do we stay a cohesive company? So obviously company events are a big deal. We just had a casino night, which was really fun.
Yeah.
No real money to be gambled,
It was amazing.
but we won prizes and we all just had a great time. What else do we do to stay a cohesive company more on a day-to-day basis?
I think it's leadership. I think leadership works really hard. You and Shantae and Barton, and I think you guys work really, really hard at communicating across service lines to make sure that everybody understands what their role is, and also how we can have the greatest impact for our people and for our patients and for the community. So I think that's a big part, quite honestly. It's that constant communication that occurs where we're trying to keep people informed and trying to help people and support people in their roles to help them do their jobs every single day so that they're as happy as they can be at Sport and Spine Rehab.
And then they do things like challenge people to do single leg squats,
all that stuff is
jumps,
great.
And
all that stuff is so
grasshopper pose, which, by the way, the picture of me doing grasshopper pose, I literally was in the process of falling over. And Justin got a great picture.
That's hilarious. I have some plans for my poses, which I will not disclose yet, but you'll see later.
Well, you have to actually achieve one of the challenges to be able to give one out. So
I know.
Better get working on that. Okay. The next question was, do we ever cut loose and just have fun? And I think we've kind of touched on that quite a bit here. Obviously, yes, we've been on boats, party boats, sailing down rivers. We've had casino nights. We've gone to football games.
Happy hours.
Happy hours. We do college football days where we all go to, some sports bar and hang out and all root for our teams and wear our colors. So we absolutely do. And even on a day-to-day basis, that's, I think, one of the things that made the job so great for me was I went to work and I got to have fun every day. We don't want to be a clinic where everyone is bored and unhappy because a patient who's in pain is already not super happy. So we want them to come in. We want to bring them into our joy of what we're doing and our fun of what we're doing. And we used to just have a blast. We would race our little wheeled stools around to the patient so that they could, work on certain things with their feet or whatever it was. And you just get to have a great time with your coworkers and your patients. And it's all about fun here.
I think that's so true. The events make for a lot of fun, but I think every single day I want for the team to have the same kind of experience that I want to have, which is fun. I want to have fun. I mean, we have a serious responsibility and we all take that responsibility really seriously. But at the end of the day, if we're not having fun at work, we're missing a huge opportunity. And we can be professional and we can be brilliant and we can still have a blast. And that's really important to me. When I was seeing patients every day, I was always working to have fun with my team. Yeah. And so, if you're not a fun person, you're probably not watching this video.
You're probably asleep.
You would have not made it through the orientation process. You would not have made it through the hiring process. That's for sure.
Probably not. All right. So the last thing, and kind of all ties together. Can you honestly say that you enjoy and love with a capital L, coming to work every single day?
So to be very honest, I love it. Can I say that every day is enjoyable? No. No. The reality is there's challenges that have to be overcome. There's challenges related to the growth of the company, making sure that we can continue to grow. There's challenges related to the external environment and how we deal with insurance companies and policies that are discriminatory and all those battles. So am I extremely satisfied at the end of the day? Yeah, absolutely. Is it stressful sometimes? Sure. I think leadership many times, people like you, people like Barton and Shantae, we absorb a lot of that stress so that we can provide the best experience for the rest of the team. But I think at the end of the day, yes, I love what I do. I'm very privileged and fortunate, but everybody has to understand there are going to be some stressful days. It's going to happen. And it's all about turning lemons into lemonade. And we work towards that every single day. If there's lemons, we're going to try and make lemonade out of it for that day.
And then if you add a little vodka, it's even more fun.
Well, certainly at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with some little moderation. It's fine.
In your lemonade, I mean.
Yeah.
So you make a mixed drink, have a little party. All right, perfect. Well, that is pretty much it for culture and expectations. Is there anything else you wanted to add that you think the team member needs to know about our culture or your expectations?
Well, I just want to welcome you. I'm so glad that you've made it this far, and I hope you have an amazing experience. We're going to work every day to make sure that happens. And if it's not happening, let us know, and we'll do what we can to make it happen.
Tell Kat. I'll help
Tell
you
Kat,
out.
she'll make it happen.
They don't call me the Make It Happen captain for no reason.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
See you later.
Adios, amiga.
Lovejoy out.
See ya.
Okay. Next one, and it's much shorter, so we should be able to do it in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Cue intro music. All right. We are back here. I am broadcasting live from the Denver office with Kona behind me.
I see Kona, the director of doggy dances.
Excellent.
And singing, the director of doggy singing.
And deputy outside, the director of doggy barking, apparently.
Doggy barking, exactly.
Our mascots. All right, so we are back once again here with Dr. Jay Greenstein, the founder and CEO of Sport and Spine Rehab. And I am going to just discuss with you a little bit about 2016 and what's going on. So this is what I like to call current events. Okay,
yeah, I like it.
Here we go. So we'll do this as the CEO update. That's what I'm calling it. So we're updating your update. What were our biggest achievements in 2015?
So 2014 and 2015 were both transitional years, and we made a lot of changes to the organization. And I would say being profitable at the end of 2015 was a really strong accomplishment. Also, working towards the clarification of our vision and our values and our story was also, I think, really a huge accomplishment. And I think we've seen that translation move into the first part of 2016, which everybody's really excited about.
Cool. I agree. Number two, so what is going on at SSR in 2016?
So there are three big elements of what's happening in the company right now. The first is our work with EntreQuest, which is a consulting company, a management consulting company that's helping us work through 7 recommendations. And the first 4 recommendations are all about improving, maximizing, and creating this amazing employee experience. So we've finished number 1, which is vision, values, and story. Now we're moving on to 2 and 3. And that's really exciting. And then as we accomplish creating this amazing employee experience and amazing culture, we're also now then going to move on to the patient experience, which is going to be, I think, transformational for the organization. So those 7 recommendations is one of the main things that's going on of the top 3. The second transformation that's going on is our switch out of VOS. Some people, instead of it being VOS, people like to call it POS, and I don't have to explain that acronym because most people watching this knows what that is. And we're moving to a new platform, a new electronic health record platform called Genesis. I received really nothing but positive feedback from everybody who's going through the training and who's already starting to use the system about how this is going to help transform our organization, make us much smarter, make us much more efficient, and I think make us much more profitable. And also, I think make the employee experience a lot better because they're not dealing with a platform that just really is outdated and just is not delivering what we need from a technology standpoint. And then lastly, really thinking about our brand. We've brought on some really great people. We've looked at what our brand looks like currently, how we can transform the brand, how we can grow the brand, how we can Kaizenovate the brand. And I think in 2017, there's going to be a lot more discussion in 2016 about this issue. But I would bet that in 2017, we'll have a different name. We'll have a new brand platform, and it will, I think, propel us to another area of growth. So I'm extremely excited about that. Sport and Spine Rehab, when I created the name, 15 years ago, there were no sport and spine rehabs. I mean, we were the one. Now there's spinal and sport rehabilitation and sport and spinal this, and it's like, come on, really? And I guess, they say, copying is the best form of flattery, but it's actually impacted our brand, I think, in a negative way because physicians get confused about who they're actually referring to. Mm-hmm. And so we've got to make a change. We've got to have a brand that's so distinct, that is so different, that is so remarkable that nobody will ever forget us again. So I'm on a mission, and literally on a mission to make sure that happens. So we've got to get through the recommendations. We've got to get through the Genesis transition, but just know all the while there's a lot of work being done on the back end in really growing and Kaizen-novating the brand of Sport and Spine Rehab.
Awesome. Well, my next question is, what are our plans for next year? So you've already kind of touched a little bit on the rebranding and the new name. Is there anything else that's in the works for next year that you want to discuss?
They say grow or die, right? So
Yeah.
I think how we approach growth next year is going to be the most interesting, challenging, and productive conversation that we will have as leaders in the organization. And when I say leaders, I'm talking about really all of us. Anybody, you could be a frontline person and still be a leader in the organization. But I think how we grow, how we impact more people is going to be the main topic of discussion after we clarify our brand and who we are.
And that reminds me, I think if you haven't watched it already, new person, you're going to be watching the Lollipop video, and so you'll understand the everybody can be a leader thing.
Absolutely.
It's a really cool video. So, okay, what are the plans for SSR as a company in 5 years? And it might be a similar answer, but anything else you wanted to point out?
I've gotten away from the long range planning. As you know, I've read this book, Exponential Organizations, and I think change is happening so rapidly, it's almost a waste of time to be strategic planning more than a year or 2 years out. So, we know what we want to get done in 2016, and we know what we want to get done in 2017 from a general perspective. Again, kind of reinvigorating this new brand, and then also determining our best avenue for growth. So beyond that, it would be almost foolish for me to just say something, because the CEO should know what's going to happen 5 years out. Again, I don't think that's the nature of business anymore. And so I'm very satisfied knowing where we're going to go in 2016 and 2017.
Yeah, good. Well, then to infinity and beyond is kind of a irrelevant question, meaning what's the future for everybody? And I think we've established it's grow, GROW.
That's world domination, Kat. You know that.
World domination. What are we going to do today, Pinky? Try to take over the world. Perfect. Well, you're branching out. You're already 2,000 miles away here in Denver, so
that's right.
It's not that much farther to go everywhere else.
We have a Denver office. We have a Chicago office.
We do. We do. You want to hire me an assistant? They can come here. That would be great.
We gotta go to like Mexico or California or Florida so that we can go visit them, right?
That's true. We do need to do that. Some international stuff too.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that is all I have for the CEO update for 2016. Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this last video here for our newest hire?
Welcome, and we are looking forward to your contribution to our vision, our values, and our growth.
Woo!
So thank you.
All right. Lovejoy out. Bye.
See ya.
All right, cool.